Hi guys, this is an update on my Philodendron Scanis Brasil, or I think it's just Philodendron Brasil, I think. So, she has gotten way bigger than the last time you saw her, and that is because I found I think it was an 8-inch or 10-inch pot, I think. But it was kind of sparse and wasn't really like very full. So I already have my small Brasil, and I just put them together. I can even tell because my first Brasil, the smaller one, it had like the bigger leaves, and this one right here, like the smaller leaves. And I got this plant actually 2 days ago, and I transplanted it right away. And all of these issues came with the plant. So I'm hoping just smooth sailing from here, which usually is about 99% of the time. I don't want to be too confident and be cocky, but there have been times, like last year or 2 years ago or longer than that sometimes, sometimes you do something that isn't really 100% of what the plant likes, or a change in intensity of your light due to the season. So what I plan to do with this, because there are still a little bit of room in here, I plan to, maybe not right now, I'm a little busy, or maybe not today, but we'll see. The day is still early. I might try to propagate this, probably cut off all of the ugly looking ones and propagate the healthy ones. Propagate them, and then of course when they do have roots, fill this pot. This is a 8-inch pot. Oh, actually it wasn't the same pot, because my tiny one before was in a 6-inch pot, and I did change her into an 8-inch. So I took as much of the soil or whatever medium that they use for the bigger one and merged them together. So this is what happens now, and she is about, I would say between 5 to 7 feet away from an east-facing window on a second floor. And I do emphasize that I do live in the United States. And the reason I do share that very detailed information is because when you are in a higher level, the intensity or strength of the light can be higher than the first floor. Just so you know. And that is, and I actually initially learned that due to just observation for my plants. Like certain plants that have burned when it was a little bit closer to this window do really well in the same distance in an east-facing window on a first floor. Yeah, so anyway, back to this. All of the things that I use to water this with will be linked in the description section. Again, she is distanced away from an east-facing window, and she loves it. So if you don't have that much window space, being across the room, she will thrive. So if you have more of that kind of spacing and you want more plants, I would, this is definitely a decent plant to have. And due to the variegation that it's yellow and it's not white, I believe in personal experience, the white variegations are usually more of the higher maintenance and more sensitive versus the other ones. I have plants with pink variegation, with yellow variegation, and I can really tell a big difference. As much as possible, there are certain situations that the white ones are very, very beautiful. But for the most part, I try to stick with the non-white ones if I can, just because I prefer a more, less sensitive plant. Ugh. So anyway, I water her every week, and the way I water isn't how a lot of people water, and I just realized this. So I probably water her about, when she was in a 6-inch pot, and she was very, very small. I watered that one probably I would say 1/8 of a cup once a week. This one, I haven't watered her yet because the soil she came in was sopping wet. And I think if I didn't buy her, she would have started to die because it came in a pot that had a catcher inside, so the excess water won't come out. And when I transferred her, I mean, she felt really, really wet, but when I transferred her in this new pot, the saucer below, this was filled with water. And again, I didn't water her. So that was from the store. So this is what she looks like right now. And I love her so much. I think the only other heartleaf philodendron that I'm very interested in is the Micans. I like that one a lot. I have never seen it in person. Second is the lemon lime, but I'm a little bit iffy because I didn't have a really great experience with my pothos neon. That really went from beautiful to extra crispy very quickly. People were saying that it's a very sensitive plant, and I thought, you know, where I put her was good enough, but it wasn't. And she was like, what was it? 10 to 15 feet away from a window. It wasn't good enough. It was still kind of too strong for her. So lesson learned. But this one is closer to a window, east facing window, and she's fabulous. So if you guys have any questions, anything that I didn't put in my description section yet, please feel free to put it down in the comment section. I feel like this is a very heavy duty, very, very easy, very simple plant to care for. And, you know, when your plants start to burn, like it's just plain brown and crisping up, that's usually, from my personal experience, burning. When they turn yellow, that's usually because it's overwatered. And sometimes, from my personal experience as well, and observing other people, a lot of other people, so that I could actually have a very good data and, you know, make a good consensus, is that if you don't have enough light for the minimum requirements or what the plant can tolerate, and you water them heavily, like you might water them in a high amount of volume, in turn, if they didn't have enough light to ingest the water, they become overwatered because they need light to suck in the water, if that makes sense. So that's what happens. Like a lot of people will be like, I haven't watered that in like 10 days, 2 weeks, things like that. How do you water though? How much in volume? Oh, I let her sit there for a half hour under the shower. Like that's something different. You know what I mean? So with this one, I haven't watered her, and I wanted to document this because that's what I want to do for my personal preference. And I also hopefully help somebody out there and they can avoid any bad things that happens to any of my plants. With the Brasil, I've never had issues. One of the easiest. So I definitely recommend for a beginner or anybody that doesn't really like fussy plants. So here she is. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the update for this plant. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the beautiful, loving, supportive, encouraging words. Thank you for continuously supporting me and just being positive with positive vibes. I love that. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.